Hello everyone, this is GamePro24X, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a faster and cheaper way to farm resources on the mission Skullface. So what you're going to need beforehand is make sure your helicopter has nothing but the basic stuff, like the level 1 chopper and then nothing else. Then after that, you're going to go down to your D-Walker's buddy equipment, and you're going to go ahead and make sure he has the lowest amount of stuff possible. And if you have it, I highly recommend getting the highest level F ballista and also getting these silenced pistols just in case you get seen. And also, you're going to need that Skull's machete. And I'll explain to you why. So I don't have it recorded, but you're going to need to go to free roam first. And you're going to go ahead and deploy right near OKB0. Alright, so here's your loadout. This is what you're going to need. So make sure, of course, you have D-Walker there as your buddy. Make sure he's on the right settings. And as for weaponry, you're going to make sure you have like the lowest costing thing possible. This rifle so far costs the least amount of GMP. You could get the water pistol that can get you a little bit less, that costs a little less GMP, but I highly recommend just bringing a lethal pistol, and that pistol, the Burkov, is one of the cheapest ones, so you never know when you're going to need it. Make sure you don't have anything there on your support weapons. I have the magazines because, well, they don't cost anything. And you're going to want to take off everything else except for the night vision goggles. Again, you want to go for as cheap as possible. You want to go for as little or as low deployment cost as possible. And of course, if you have the wormhole Fulton, this will make things a lot easier, or else you will have some complications. And always make sure that you start on 1800 hours because it's dark time and it's going to lower their visibility by a lot. Once again, I do want to apologize. I don't have the actual footage of me going into free roam and setting up everything. But when I drop down from the chopper and you see where D-Walker is, make sure D-Walker is in that specific location just before you select Skullface as a mission. So some other things that you also would like to take note is the higher level your support unit, the better. Because this method is going to require you to use the bombardment, the weather modification bombardment, and what you're going to be doing is you're going to force a sandstorm, and because it's dark time and because of the sandstorm, it makes it a hell of a lot easier for you to sneak by. So this part right here, it's going to take you guys some practice, but I've already been used to D-Walker. You're going to fire all of his, or 3 ballistas at these 3 containers. And you're just going to continue going at full speed. So you just already collected those 3 containers for free. Like, they didn't cost you anything at all. And when you get to that spot right there, just before that rock and tree, you're going to go ahead and deploy the bombardment, and you're going to choose the sandstorm. Once you've done that, you're going to make sure you have like the best night vision goggles, and you have to take this exact path. This exact path the entire way through should be really good for all of you because you won't be able to like get caught. And of course, make sure you Fulton the tanks along with all these containers. And again, you know, they're not costing you a thing. Like, it's the F ballista. That's what's so great about it. Now do be careful, even though there's a sandstorm going on, they still can see you, and you know, I like to weave around the enemies just a little bit to make sure they don't see me. Right now I'm collecting common metal. The reason why I didn't collect those other 2 is because they're fuel, and I'm already full on those, so I don't need any more. But yeah, again, make sure you get all the tanks. This part is a little tricky because those 3 dudes on the left can sometimes see you, and then the guy on top of the on the spotlight there could see you if he's aiming his spotlight. But again, go nice and slow, just weave your way in. And I sometimes do this, but the dude on the D-Walker right there, I like to shoot my Fulton cannon at him just to like get him out of the way, because when I'm done, I have like a lot left over. Make sure you turn off the night vision goggles when you're shooting at these containers. It makes it a lot easier to see where the reticle is, because when you have it on, you don't really see it anymore. So you might be wondering how this method is a lot better than the one that I had before, where you just run around as Raiden. But D-Walker is actually slightly faster than Raiden. And on top of that, when you combo that with the F Ballista, you're able to run and gun. So you don't have to stop and pick up the containers. You can just run. You can just keep on going and shoot. On top of that, when you Fulton containers like by yourself, that's like 10,000 GMP gone. Now I know that it costs about 30,000 GMP to do the weather modification, but I've ran up the calculations, and it comes out to you're gonna cost it like this entire like run is gonna cost you like 50,000 GMP or less. And if you have perfect accuracy and you extract all the containers and all the tanks, there'll be one container left for you at the very end of the level. And if you want, you can go out there and you can Fulton it yourself. So that 50,000 is including all that. But if you don't need certain materials anymore or you're full, you can go ahead and skip them. You can just skip them and just keep on going. And the time that it took to complete this run every time was around 3 minutes and 40 seconds. That's a lot faster than what I had before, where it was like 4.5 minutes. So yeah, this method is a lot cheaper and a lot faster. And I say cheaper because the previous method would cost you 150,000 GMP per game. And again, every time you redeploy on that mission, it's always going to subtract whatever your deployment cost was. And on top of that, the weather modification that you're going to spend while in the mission. So if you were to go sell all those tanks through this method, you'll be gaining back like 250,000 GMP every time. Whereas in the other method, you will gain back 150,000. So I kind of like those odds a little bit better. And if you're really used to D-Walker in the F Ballista, that's just even better. Now, the reason why I said that you should bring the Skulls Machete is you can one-shot D-Walkers with it, and it's pretty funny. And what makes it even funnier is while you're doing that, you can just blast Rules of Nature while you're wearing the Raiden skin while you're doing it. It's pretty amazing. So you guys can go ahead and have some fun with that mission, since you're going to be grinding there for a while. One last thing I want to throw out there just before I end the video is just recently I think they added new online dispatch missions, and one of them happens to be a mission where you can get S plus soldiers. And in this one that I'm highlighting right now, it says you can get 20 of them in this mission. But here's the thing though, is that this mission lasts 7 days long, and look at how many people it's taking for you to use it. You have to throw in 80 S rank combat personnel and 50 S rank R&D people. Like, holy shit. Like, that's a lot. So I don't know what's gonna happen when they all come back. I'm gonna assume most of them are gonna be dead. But the good thing about S ranks is that you could go back and refarm them on Code Talker. But S plus guys, like those guys are pretty hard to come by. So, keep an eye out for that video that's going to come out in the next few days. And I'm going to let you guys know if that's even worth it or not. But yeah, anyways, I hope this has helped all of you. And this is GamePro24X, and I'll see you guys later.